He said,
Hello.
hello. All right, you guys. So today's theme is dragons and fairy tales. And without further ado, Abby's going to share a devotion tying in with that.
Yeah. So fairy tales always make me think of like the future and our dreams and things like that. And so Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." So we can seriously, guys, like rest assured that God has a plan, that He has this like future in store for us, and it's beautiful and it can be what we dreamed of. And a lot of times our dreams will align with what He has for us. So don't ever feel like what you want out of life is like not gonna happen or like it's too big. It's like, no, like God has things for us and they're good plans to prosper us and not to harm us. So we can trust in Him and have faith in the future, and it doesn't have to be some like scary thing way out there. It can be something that we look forward to.
And nothing is too big for Him.
Yes. Nothing is too big for God.
Hey, you guys. So what I like to do when it comes to dreams and envisioning those dreams and, believing in them, having faith in them, visuals help, at least for me personally. I'm a visual person. So today's craft for the teens is going to be a dream board. My little ones have done it with me. I don't think I've ever done it with the teens, so I'm hoping you guys can take this on and really put your heart into it, put thought into it. Really think about what it is that you want to do if you don't know what it is that you want to do. And if you know in your heart more or less what you want to do, then go that route and put all your effort into this little craft. So in your baggies, you'll find a cardboard piece. It's recycled. Some construction paper. You'll have 2 magazines. And in your essentials kit, you should have glue.
I stuck glue in the kits too.
And scissors. So one of the things I did want to say is, even though you'll have this liquid glue, I advise you to stray away from it unless you have thick paper or like gems or 3D objects that you want to glue on after you put your 2-dimensional cutouts on there. This dream board is going to be like a collage, so I'm going to show you guys some examples of ones that the little ones have done in the past, just of the things that they found that they liked, that they wanted in the magazines that I gave them. So clearly one of our kids here was really dreaming about a puppy. They made it very clear, and they put a bunch of little hearts, and
That's so cute.
it says, "I needed a hug today." So that's one of the things that they put on there. You could also cut out words of encouragement,
That's what I was thinking.
motivational quotes, motivational sayings, things like that. So
And also a cool thing is like you can pin together different words from different pages. So if like this page says like courage, and then the other page says kindness, you can be like courage and kindness, and they'll be in like
Combine
different
them.
fonts. Yeah, you can like make your own phrases with different pages.
we had some kids that were very art focused, and she even used like little food and fruits and drinks to create her name. So if you can figure out what that name is, comment it down below.
D-A, what would that be?
Figure it out. I can't tell you. We can't give it away. We can't give it away. If you know, you know. All right, you guys. So we're gonna start off with this. This step you can skip, or you can save the construction paper for later. But I encourage you guys to use some of your construction paper as a background. You don't have to, especially if you're actually gonna fill the whole page. You'll notice that in some of these, it's not full. There's kind of gaps. I prefer for it to be completely full. I'm actually going to show you guys another collage. It's not a dream theme. This was actually an under the sea theme collage, but I kind of wanted to show you what I mean by covering all the spaces and how cool it can look. And also when you have 3D items that you add in there. This is one of my favorites. It's like so cool.
The coolest.
I love it. With the paper, it's better to use glue sticks because the liquid glue can kind of wrinkle your cutouts, your paper, just because it is paper, and paper plus liquid, as we all know, creates mush. So I'm gonna put a nice layer of glue from a glue stick.
This one's really cool. This is just like an example of how you can also use your construction paper, and you can make it's like a little rainbow action going on in the background. It looks super cool.
Oh, cool.
And then they
cut
cut out
little
different
pieces.
words they found from like magazines that kind of just like envision what they see for themselves in the future.
So I'm just gonna line up 2 of my sides with my cardboard.
Ooh. That technique.
I'm gonna push it down, get it really stuck on there. And you'll notice when you look on the back that there's an excess. I'm gonna cut that off, and in case I wanna use it for anything later, I will save it. Also to be mindful and thoughtful about our environment. You can use this construction paper to make your own words if you don't find the words that you want in the magazines that we provide.
Yeah. And also you can like find tons of things like around your house too, like ads, old newspaper, old like papers from school, like honestly anything that you find.
Books that nobody reads or nobody cares about.
Yeah, old books, definitely. There's lots of different options of things.
So I grabbed myself random magazines only because I think that's the fairest thing to do. The first one I grabbed right away says good health. So that's something that I personally dream about in my life. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it out. And you don't have to cut it out straight. You can cut it out in like bubble shapes or zigzags. I like to cut it out straight. Cut out everything that you think you're gonna wanna put on there, enough to cover every space on your board, and then some. So cut out extras.
Like, you would say like lay it all out first
so
and then glue down.
Yes, so once you have all your cutouts, I encourage you to put the big ones down first, because what happens is if you start putting them all down just however, you might end up covering something small, but it was meaningful to you, maybe a quote, but it was too small, so it got covered by a bigger picture. So definitely first set your stuff aside and then glue it together. Things on there. You know, it's okay to dream about things that are concrete, which is things you can see, hold, and feel, or abstract things like, you know, your dreams, your hopes, your desires, the words, positive vibes. So I'm gonna go ahead and start gluing these goodies on there with my glue stick, because like I said, this is the best way. Definitely get the edges, because if you don't get the edges, then your papers are going to start curling off, and don't be afraid to use a good little amount of glue. So like I said, I'm going to start with the bigger pieces just to cover up more of the page. And if you did use your construction paper as your background, then you don't have to worry so much about covering every single little spot. And it doesn't have to be straight. You can zigzag, diagonal, put your pictures upside down.
Yeah.
You could even let them hang off of the page, and once you're done with everything, trim off the excess. just.
Yep. We also want to see your recreations, so please
Send them in.
send them to us. That'll like give us motivation to like keep going
Heck
to
yeah.
being like, heck
Well,
yeah.
not only
like,
that, but it shows us too that like, you know, you guys are enjoying this because we're like, we're hoping it's not too boring for you guys.
yes.
So it should be something like that. Of course, this is something that we're kind of
Mhm.
just winging it. You know, we didn't
Film all,
put as
but,
much
yeah.
effort into the searching of the words, but we definitely came out with a few good ones. And so this is more or less what it should look like. But definitely don't forget to write your intentions on the back.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys. Thank you once again for joining us,
Bye.
and we'll see you next time.